it better than most. There's another one that I think we could add to that is survival. And I said everyone's in survival mode, and that's not necessarily an optimal situation for anyone to be in. But it shows you just how goddamn resourceful we are. Because how someone can be unemployed, living in rural South Africa with absolutely no money and still get up in the morning and get things done. And a lot of people are doing that. There are, again, grannies raising villages, you know. I just marvel at that. I marvel at that, right? That's a beautiful thing because there is still community there. And I hope we don't get to that Titanic moment that you were talking about earlier because this ship, there is not enough water in it yet to sink it. Yeah. But we're getting very close. And it's very uncomfortable to see how close we're getting.
Yeah, very close. Very close. I mean, look at Edward Kiesvater's latest admission around how much capital and tax they lost because of load shedding. 70 billion or something was the number, right? And that's a function of the economic impact. That has a real implication for the state because that's money that they could have otherwise used that's now not flowing to the state. And remember, in private equity, we learn about this thing called the efficiency curve, right? So if I buy a business, I can extract value one of two ways. I can either make it more efficient, therefore keep the revenue line the same but grow profits, or I can invest and grow the revenue line. What we've been doing in South Africa for the past 15 years, if you think of us as a company, is we've made the tax authorities so efficient that we've been collecting money incredibly efficiently. This is why there's almost no loop left. Yeah. They went after the CCs, the trusts, the offshore structures, the loop structures. Right, that's the end of the efficiency curve. What that means now is the only way to truly grow the revenue line for the state is you've actually got to invest and you've got to build new capacity. So you need the ports working, you've got to build the ports, you've got to fix the rail. This rail situation is a disaster. In any other country, let me just say it, in any other country, whomever it was that was the Minister of Transport and Public Enterprises, when the rail infrastructure was looted, would have been chucked in a jail. Any other country.
I want to pay more tax to build that jail.
I like that.
Between you and me, that I don't mind. That. I'll pay another 5%, and that's a lot of money for anybody, right? 5% of your total income.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I'd put that in if they just built that jail and just put those people in.
I mean, it's and again, it goes to the shared.
Hope Edward Kisvet is listening.
Yeah, and it goes to that shared destinies. The rail transports, when I was growing up, my uncles used to take the rail. My mom at some point used to take the rail. It transports
all of our goods used to
on the rail,
which is why our roads
are
weren't
in
the
such
disaster.
Condition.
Yeah,
that's where I was going.
This morning, I got onto the highway at 5 a.m. and there were 4 trucks in parallel, and luckily there was still one lane open. But 4 trucks,
fully laden too.
Fully laden.
There you go. And so for the entrepreneur, the capitalist, if you want to call him that, he's now affected because he's got an inefficient, expensive route of taking goods to market. Do you know what else that means? It means for the laborer, they're also affected.
And the end consumer.
Pays a higher price.
To get what you want to what you need is so much more expensive.
Yes, that's exactly right. And this is why that's why I said to you, the naked isms are dangerous because you need to understand things in context, right? So for me, the number of South Africans who are sitting on the sidelines going, I could take that and do X with it is unbelievable.
And they have resources.
And they do have. I do think, though, just as a final note to this, I do think, and I want to make the point again, we're reaching the end of the efficiency curve. You're seeing now, if you read any of the papers, the tax authority hiring data analysts, they're employing machine learning, artificial intelligence. The number of people who've complained because they received auto assessments, not knowing it wasn't a human being. It was a machine that said, there are some anomalies here. It runs a mathematical extrapolation. It says, we need to assess this person, right? So that tells you, the minute you start deploying, right, zero marginal cost technology to achieve an end result, you're really pushing the frontier of efficiency. So we're at the end of that. The question is, what are we building? What are we doing next? This is often, I think, what the world misses, particularly the American trick. This is what Americans are great at. They push the efficiency frontier on the one end, then they build new industries on the other. None of us were talking AI 5 years ago. Now all of us are talking AI. Before that, it was blockchain. Before that. And so you must ask the question. This is why I keep asking, what is the South African thing we are doing? If you were to travel anywhere in the world and people say, so where are you from? You say South Africa. The first thing they're going to say is, Nelson Mandela.
Mm-hmm.
What's the second thing they say?
They usually don't.
But that tells you that there is nothing then in the global conversation that is our marked brand contribution. What is the thing we are adding to the world? What is that thing? Tell me one. There's nothing. That, to me, marks a nation that is in an identity crisis, visionless, missionless. If you can't do that in a company with 5 people, you can't do it in a nation with 60 million of them. So the reason we're all scattered, running at different directions, and everybody trying to protect their end of the bargain, is because there's nothing pulling us to the center, going, this is actually what we are building. So show me that, I said this, so I don't want to wax lyrical.